What's up, weebs and casuals alike, and welcome to Baka& Company. Whether you're a seasoned otaku or just dipping your toes in the world of anime, Baka& Company is your one-stop shop for laughs, deep dives, and the occasional "what did I just watch" moment. We here at Baka& Company, we take the word baka, and not seriously, but as an encouraged term of endearment. I'm your talking cat companion, Drew Tendo64. Flying higher and further than ever before, it's Frankfurter.
I just hit my pinky and it hurts.
And our mage with the most, it's Magically Average.
The least interesting opening you've ever had.
Bro, oh my god. It hurts so fucking bad. You know what I did to my pinky.
I know what you did. It's just
bad.
but you held it in. I saw your face. I saw when you hit it. You muted yourself. I could tell that you were in pain, and you could have just stayed silent. You didn't have to talk. But your first words out of your fucking mouth for this episode are "my pinky hurts." Like, how are we supposed to follow up with this? Every time you put me in this awkward spot of like, what am I supposed to say? Because if I don't talk about it, now I look like an asshole. But if I do talk about it, I'm just an even bigger asshole.
Oh
like,
my god, my stomach.
I actually had to move this screen away because I saw it happening. I was like, no, I gotta keep my face straight while I read the opening.
Oh god. For those of you who don't know, and probably you don't, I nearly cut off about a quarter of my pinky, not this past Friday, but the Friday before. And yeah, I still got 4 stitches in it, and it fucking hurts. And I by accidentally bumped it with my other hand or on the desk, and it fucking hurt.
It would be more apropos of you to have bumped it with your own hand and hurt it, honestly.
I did that earlier today.
Drew, what are we talking about today?
What are we watching this week?
We're watching something that has absolutely nothing to do with Frank's pinky finger or gore, thankfully. Today we're talking about Kiki's Delivery Service.
Oh, I love Kiki. All right, well, Frank's out for now. I love Kiki's Delivery Service. This was one of the first Ghibli films I think I watched with my wife in theater. And I forgot how wonderful it was. I also completely forgot that it came out in like 89, I think.
Yeah,
No.
89. Yeah, July 29th, 1989.
Stay on mute, bitch. No one needs you.
My wang, buddy.
If it's not Castle in the Sky, you shut up.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, no, I enjoy this movie too. It's not my favorite. It's not in my top 5, but it's definitely a good movie to watch.
But Drew, tell us more about this movie.
I will. As 90% of these films are, they are directed, written, and screenwritten and produced by Hayao Miyazaki. The music, while beautiful and elegant, is of course written by the GOAT, Joe Hisashi. And the plot summary I gave it as a joke plot was Little Witch, Big City.
I mean,
yeah.
And honestly, yeah, like that's really what it is.
You described the entire movie.
Just
nailed it.
Yeah, because like I'll
Pack
get
it up, go home.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, see you later. I was gonna say I'll get into it now too. This is, I think, this is a bold statement, I think, because I haven't watched through all of the Ghibli films yet, but whatever. This is, I think, one of the, if not the only Ghibli film that really doesn't have a through line in it in terms of like character goal.
Okay.
Well, she does have a goal. She wants to figure out what she wants to do with her life, kind of, and what she wants to apprentice.
Loose, because I could argue that her goal was to just make it to a big city. But I can make an argument that her goal was just to be able to see the ocean. I can make it a goal that she just wanted to talk to a boy. Like, there's a lot of very loose through lines to the story of Kiki, which is a much greater departure from a lot of the other staple ones. Like, just going through the list, Ponyo. Ponyo wants to be a girl. And then if you're following it from the boy's perspective, he just wants to save the girl. That's it, right? Howells is I got to get turned back into a normal person and not an ancient, decrepit, like crypt keeper. Spirited Away, got to turn my parents back from being pigs. Like, you can go on like through and through and through, right? And most of them have a very clear, here's my objective established very early on in the film. Kiki's is literally just, I am a witch. I'm 13. Apparently, when that happens, I get to go off for a year and train to figure out my expertise. And that's it. It's just, it is, like you said, Drew, Little Witch, Big City, slice of life film.
Which I find it funny that she, like, throughout this movie, she's trying to figure it out, and she figures out, my expertise is flying.
Yeah, and she's not good at it.
And she is awful at it.
Yeah, no, she's very not good at it.
Like, just horrible at it, if we're being completely honest.
Well, yeah, it's also annoying, too, that, like, her first instinct is rather than to, like, explore around and figure out, what would be my niche? What can I start practicing to become a witch? She's just like, me fly, me take things on fly, me delivery service. And I'm like, you had half of the equation in your hand already, and it took you that long to just discover the other half? Like, why don't you go explore more? She's like, no, me take things. Like, it all started with her in the pacifier when that lady forgot her pacifier at the bakery. And then she's like, I can do this for a living. And they're like, yeah, no shit. It's been around for a while now. And this is what you want to do? Cool. You're a great witch.
Yeah.
But I love this movie.
All to cap it off.
I do.
There really isn't a whole ton, like, unless you want to, like, get into the plot, which, again, as you said, is very loose. Like, there really isn't a whole ton to this movie. It's just about a little girl trying to figure out what she wants to do with, her life or find her expertise. And she finds it pretty early, and she's pretty shit at it. And then along the way, she makes a few friends. Like, that's the entire movie. I do love the fact that, though, from, like, start to end, you have this kind of, we'll loosely call it subplot, but it's more like a Chekhov's gun. In which you keep hearing about this giant airship, what was it called? The one that blows up near the end.
I thought they were called it. Oh no, I can't remember the name.
Oh god, it's on the tip of
my tongue. They called it a dirigible.
Yeah, dirigible.
They did call it a dirigible.
A didgeridoo. Yeah, a dirigible.
It is a dirigible, but I don't remember what it's called. It sounded like the same name from the Up movie or the movie.
Are you talking about like the actual like name
the name of
the
it?
ship?
Yeah, the like Spirit of Freedom or some shit.
Yeah, it's like some
that.
Spirit of Hope or whatever.
Freedom.
Yeah, some like very like American sounding name.
Yeah, no, it's not. But yeah, basically, like, I love from the beginning. You can hear it on the radio. Like, it's like one of the first lines in the movie. It's like. In the spirit of freedom is landing. It's a perfect day.
It's making its rounds across the U.S. across the coast.
Wow.
Yeah. The very like 1940s, 50s like radio announcer voice.
Yeah. So like, I love the fact that they just have this Chekhov's gun just straight from the get-go of like, there's something gonna happen here, whether or not like it's going to take away like the uniqueness of her being able to fly and her being depressed about it. Or it's just gonna fucking like a blimp just blow up.
Jesus. Well, I like it too from the standpoint of from a couple of different perspectives. One being that in like every Ghibli film, because of Miyazaki's fascination with the flight, and like airplanes and like aeronautical stuff, like the fact that there's just something immediate in this, you're like, okay, cool. Very much a Miyazaki stamp on that. I like it. But also too, it's very intriguing from the standpoint of like you're hearing this girl who's you quickly find out is a witch, and that this is not uncommon in this world. So you're like, okay, witches exist. That's cool. But it's like opposed with, or that's not the correct term, but my brain is farting right now. It's the dichotomy of the witches and like magical elements with like new age innovative technology and aerospace and stuff like that. It like that contrast is really interesting to see, like right at the very beginning when she's laying in the field, listening to the radio about the hope of spirit, freedom, America fireworks, bald eagle, ka-chow, blimp taken off, or didgeridoo or dirigible or whatever. Like I like that. And it's something, I don't see it as much as a Chekhov's gun so much as it is just a very slight foreshadowing to what this main character Kiki is going to experience once she inevitably leaves her homestead in this very small rural area where she had been practicing and growing as a witch, to venturing off on her own and having to cope with the responsibilities of being alone. And it's not technically becoming an adult, but I guess, having like all of the burdens of
responsibilities.
Yeah. Like just, you have to rely on yourself now because you're living on your own. And that's one other aspect to this all too, but it's very intriguing how everything was kind of meticulously laid out at the very beginning to how it all ended as well. I really appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, you talk about all the friends they make along the way too. It's hard to see.
It's two people. It's
really,
Tombo and the girl who I forget her name.
No, there's Asuna, who's the baker wife, who's pregnant.
Okay,
and then there's
fair.
the painter girl, who, I don't remember her name either.
The old ladies.
She's got the old. She's got the Ursula.
Tons of friends.
Yeah, she's got tons.
Ursula?
She's the octopus from Little Mermaid.
It's the English name. I don't know. It's sort of. I don't know. I'm on the Wikipedia, and in English it says Ursula, and then in Japanese it says Usura.
Usara. I like all the different pieces to it, because in the similar vein to how she's making all these friends along the way, each friend has like their own dedicated like little mini story. And that's what I like most about this movie. It's also a frustrating piece to it that we can get to later, but like I love that as the movie progresses, again, because it's very much just Little Witch, Big City, a slice of life movie. It's just like these little moments and little interactions that are all encompassed within like 10 to 15 minute scenes of like, oh, I make a delivery to this woman's house. She wants me to take a pie somewhere, but the pie, it's not cooked yet because the stupid electricity, you Thomas Edison, it doesn't work on this stove. Yeah, gotta go to good old just burning wood in the old stove, and they have to like she does that, and then she's doing chores around the house to help out this old lady, and you're like, no, that's adorable. And then you meet that little cunt of a granddaughter, and you just want to be like, wow, I could want to kick you right in the teeth,
just uppercut you.
Yeah, and then there's the little splashes of Tombo, the boy who just
the fucking stalker boy.
Yeah, he's
basically a stalker boy.
Low key stalker, high key stalker.
He is high key a fucking stalker.
He makes a delivery. He arranges a delivery to get her to show up at his house.
No, that was Asuna.
That was the baker.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Asuna. No, I love the fact, and this is a huge props to Miyazaki and the team for a film that came out in 1989, that it was full on like girl power, like pure feminism, like let's go. The first scene with Tombo, when he's like, whoa, you're a witch, hey little witch, like, who are you, what's your name? And she just fucking turns around to him and is like, I don't talk to anyone, especially boys, when they have not introduced themselves, good day, and just zooms off on her broom. And I'm like,
Gene Wilder, good day, sir.
Hell yeah. I'm like, good on you. But the annoying thing to that is that for the entire movie, I don't think he ever learns her name until I think the very end. Maybe.
Yeah, she just calling her Miss Witch.
Yeah, she's just
time.
Miss Witch every time. Even the nice letter to invite her to their like club was titled Miss Witch. Like, did you not get the hint when she just blew you off that like, hey, maybe a proper introduction and exchange of names would be appropriate? You four-eyed freak.
Tombo is really a Dumbo, but that's
that's also a different movie.
It is a different movie, but he
Hey,
is.
that involves
pretty-
flying.
It
Oh my
does
God,
involve flying.
connecting
Wow.
dots. Let me
Is
put
this
the-
movie actually
let me
Dumbo?
put that pin on my
Charlie
board.
board.
Oh my God, it's right
Pepe
here.
Sylvia. Pepe Sylvia.
But something that you touched upon, just to kind of elaborate, that I really enjoy about it, and probably reasoning why I'm not like the biggest fan of this movie. Like, it's a good movie, but it's not made for me, and it's exactly what you said. It's a girl power movie. It was Miyazaki realizing that there isn't a film for young girls who are just kind of growing up and figuring out what they want to do in life. So he's like, cool, I'm gonna make that film, and just did. And here we are. This is the movie. So I do say good big props to him for, late 80s to just make a movie that is female protagonist all the way through, just doesn't like fall into regular random like princessy type tropes of like, I'm the one that needs rescuing, or I'm the one that needs help with everything. She is the one that helps people. She's the one that saves people. She is not the damsel in distress. So good on him for making that. And not to say like those reasons aren't why this movie isn't made for me. This movie was made for little girls. It was made for 13-year-old girls who were still growing up and figuring out what they want to do in life. I don't necessarily need that message. I don't like it. I understand it. I can recognize it. I can realize it, and I can appreciate it. It is not directed towards me. That's fine. A-okay. I think this is a good movie. If I was a little girl, I probably would think this was a great movie. But I'm not. I'm an adult man, person, baby, and no, it's a good movie in my opinion.
I hear you. Like, I forgot how much of this movie is just wholesome content until I rewatched it. And I rewatched it again just before we recorded just to make sure it was fresh. And there's just goofy little things that you forget about. Like, there's this whole living town that's going on. All these other people are like walking by and waving, and Kiki gets excited because she thinks it's a returning customer, or just excited that someone knows her. But there's this whole like secondary story going on with Mumbo Jumbo Tombo. Wow.
Tombo,
Mumbo
yes.
Jumbo
There we go.
Tombo.
I got
Mumbo
there.
Jumbo Tombo.
Love that character.
Where he's trying to like build an airship and use that for his vacation, but like that whole side plot happens. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, airship.
Or
You built a
self-propelled.
propeller. Woohoo!
Yeah, on
And
a bike.
attached it to your bike.
Yeah.
But that whole thing happens beside Kiki and her adventure. So I really enjoyed that. Although there's these other things going on, like Kiki obviously is the main drive. It's the story of, or the name of the film. And it's refreshing to see, even though this is early in the Ghibli career, that there's a more solidified main story. Although that third act comes out of nowhere
Yeah.
with the blimp flying away.
Yeah.
If we're being honest here, and maybe this is just my smooth brain talking, it's really hard to definitively say what each act is. Like
That's true, because it's one big act.
Yeah, because I mean that's how I view the film too, right? Like it's a lot of just little stories built into one sequential piece. And if you start to break it up in acts, and I think this is maybe why I can appreciate this film a little bit more too. If you start to break up in acts, it does get a little bit more muddy. If you look at it as just one long, drawn out story of just mini interactions here and there until the very end, it's a wonderful watch. Once you start getting into like the quote unquote plot and all of the loose ends they've neglect to tie up, and a lot of the just blatantly unanswered questions too, we're just going to say that, you start to maybe get a little bit frustrated. Like with Gigi, whatever happened to Gigi? Who knows? Why was she still riding the broom in the last scene instead of actually going in to make her own? Who knows? What happened with the whole painter interaction? Like when she did she really reset and find the spirit within her to regain her witch powers? Also, could you actually lose your witch powers entirely? Is that a thing that could happen? Could you just stop becoming a witch? Is she not a witch anymore? Who knows? Like, there's a lot of things you can pick out of this, and it could really, really make your blood boil.
We can answer one of those questions. We know where Gigi went.
Well, yeah, but we don't.
Oh,
Gigi out there getting it.
Yeah,
with the neighbor cat.
Get busy.
Now the question is Kiki hearing cat meows, or is she hearing a man's voice moaning? That's the real question.
Troy McClure.
Yeah, is it Troy McClure going, "Oh yeah, yeah"? Excuse me, bear. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna bring up that
Troy
movie.
McClure. I have for the cast is Phil Hartman.
Yeah, Troy McClure.
Oh, never mind then. I'm just dumb. Ignore me.
All right. But yeah, I think that's the area that I kind of look at it from. That was a poorly worded sentence, but it's a lot better of a film if you just look at it as you're watching a slice of life. It really does not have a true through line plot or storyline built into it that you need to be like following. It's just little mini interactions here and there, all spliced together into one film. You can certainly like we were talking about before, you can appreciate a lot of the elements that they bring into it, like with foreshadowing the didgeridoo machine thing. You can appreciate all of the dichotomy between like this big city hustle bustle, all these people that don't rely on witches, right? With this witch that people haven't seen in years and years and years. Like one of the old women was like, "Oh yes, my great grandmother used to talk about you people," and I was like, "You people, okay." But like that aspect too of how not explicitly told through the characters, but you just kind of infer like, okay, so they haven't relied on or had the pleasure of interacting with witches in quite some time because they're a well-established large city. Like, cool. If you dwell on those though too long, you start to bog yourself down with it and to be like, why the hell are they not coming back to this? What is going on? Why do I care about this bitch who talks to crows? Like, what is the deal? I think that's where you can get frustrated and you can lose your appreciation for the film. So,
yeah. This one is just like, don't think about it too hard. Just
It's a nice wholesome vibe.
We really should make a bucket. Like I should have a chart behind me that's just it's split down the middle, and it's like these are the Ghibli films that you want to pay attention to. You want to follow the plot. These ones, just brain off.
Happy-go-lucky vibes.
Yeah, brain off. Just
eat a brownie and have a good time.
Yeah, don't think too hard. Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Or smash your pinky on a desk.
God damn it. I'm trying hard over here, all right?
You're not.
I know, your arm hasn't moved like mine don't.
I'm just like you right now, except 3D, not paper.
We're going to soon see your hands come up like Ricky Bobby, and you'll just be like, I don't know. I don't know what to do with them.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
I don't know what to do with them.
Yeah, but no, I think for just kind of final thoughts for me, I mean, we've there's really not a whole lot of meat and potatoes to talk about for this movie, so I think for me, it is definitely turn your brain off, enjoy the pretty colors going across the screen, and enjoy the wistful music of Joe Hisaishi, or however the fuck you pronounce his name. I'm so bad at it.
No one ever pronounces his name correctly. It's only Drew.
Yeah. Anyways.
Joe Hisaishi.
Hisaishi. Yeah, thank you.
I believe.
Regardless, it is just enjoy the movie, enjoy what is presented to you. Do not think about it too hard. Just take a nap like Drew's character model is right now. It's fine.
Just fucking flipped back into existence. Jesus.
Yeah, no kidding. But yeah, it's a fun time. There's some chuckles to be had. There are the fucking cunt of a kid that just is like, I hate grandma's pies.
Okay, they're there.
It's just like, I fucking hate this girl.
It's like 2
But
seconds.
it kind of brings you back to real life. You're like, oh yeah, dumbasses like this fucking exist.
Yeah.
Kids exist.
I think to kind of wrap up everything too, like to what you were talking about, Frank, in that it's hard for you to relate. Obviously, well, most of us in this podcast to relate, because the film was geared towards younger girls who are growing up and entering into or like going towards adulthood, where you have more responsibilities and things like that. Yeah, it is quite challenging, for us to relate from that piece, but it is a very like interesting glimpse into what like transpired back then in terms of like the one scene where one of the girls is like, oh, she has a job at her age. Oh, okay. Ugh. And it's like, it's interesting to look at it from the perspective of like, if you're at a certain age, like it's almost frowned upon for you to be working. Whereas like Kiki's whole purpose up until she was 13 was to train so that she could go out and work. Right. Like those pieces are always interesting. And it's like trying to determine like what you value over what other people value. Like Kiki valued spending time and helping out the old ladies to make the pie, versus the granddaughter valued what looked like very nice, fancy, frivolous things and couldn't care less for something that her grandmother had meticulously made for her. So yeah, like I think those different messages you can definitely appreciate it. I don't think it has to be that it's coming from like I don't know what you're looking at.
No, I'm realizing we forgot to talk about one crucial thing in this movie.
Gosh.
Very crucial thing in this movie. Two, actually. One, you didn't have your deja vu moment. So there's that.
Yeah.
We talked about a moment earlier.
Well,
We're not
that's
going
just
to bring
between
it up.
you and I.
Yes. Two, this movie has the best boy in it of all time. The doggo. The doggo that saves Gigi's frickin' hide.
Yeah.
The best dog you've ever seen in cinema. Just this old dog who's just like
Jeff.
They think that he's just lazy and just his name is Jeff. They just think he's a lazy old fuck of a dog, and they're just like, he's on his way out, but no, he's with it. He understands what's going on and he gets it, and he's like, I'm here to help. And that like scene with Jeff the dog is best dog in Studio Ghibli. I don't know, probably ever. Well, I guess there is the dog in not Castle in the Sky. Howl's Moving Castle. I don't know how many dogs there are really in.
He's a good dog. That's a good dog.
He is one of the best dogs portrayed in anime cinema.
He is. I will never not like just appreciate and gush over the scene with that dog climbing up those stairs with that old lady. Just.
Oh yeah.
I absolutely love that scene.
And he gets to the top and he's all like breathing heavily.
Yeah. No, good dog. Good dog. Oh, you're right. We did miss that scene. But yeah, I think you can definitely, the one thing that I will say about this film is that you can easily take one message that's shared throughout the film and relate it to you in some way. Whether it's something that you had experienced in the past or just, a general message of life and, and how you should live it. The film has a lot of those sprinkled up because it is just those small interaction stories all mushed together into one film. So it is great. It is definitely on the side of turn your brain off, just appreciate it for the night, how nice it is and all the pretty sceneries and stuff like that and the wonderful music. So it's a definite must watch if you haven't seen it already.
Drew, take us out.
Take us out. Well, my final
or give us your final thoughts.
Yeah. I was like, let him speak. Let him speak. This is 2D rights or rights as well. 2D rights or right. Okay, go ahead.
Paper Lives. Anyways, Kirsten Dunst is Kiki, and I totally forgot that she is until she starts screaming, and I hate her scream because of it's in the Spider-Man movies, and it just like
oh my god,
it is shrillish.
It made me want to punch infants, and
you can punch the little girl who was unappreciative of the pie.
Yeah,
just right.
Or the little boy who wouldn't turn off the TV until his mom yelled at him.
Yeah, drop kick a kid in Kmart is what I'd do.
God, good thing we don't have Kmarts anymore.
Kick the baby, don't kick the baby. Kick the baby.
No, not like.
Anyways,
but
sorry.
Overall, Kiki is probably going to be now just my wholesome. Like, if you're too stressed out and you're having a day and you just need that reset to feel something again, watch Kiki's Delivery Service. Don't go to hard drugs. It's all about Kiki.
You have the option: Kiki's Delivery Service or hard drugs.
Yeah.
Those are the only two options in life.
I remember
now.
that message.
Pick
growing
your
up.
choice.
That's definitely the message
Remember-
that I heard in middle school assemblies.
Remember, kids,
All right,
if somebody
people are
offers
gonna come
you
up to you and
drugs,
offer you anime.
remember,
gonna
kids, if
offer you
somebody
drugs.
offers you drugs, take the drugs. Drugs are expensive.
Oh my god, this is the worst way to end this episode, and
That's a joke. Anyways,
I
Drew,
want to cut this
continue with
all
your,
out so bad. But go ahead. What
It's
are we
fun.
doing with?
It's happy. It's a beautiful movie, and this just solidifies me as getting I want to get Studio Ghibli tattoo, and I'm getting Gigi when he gets all like spiked up and scared. That's what I want when he's all like fluffy.
Would you just draw like yourself with like a crayon or a marker or something?
And keep it there for a week, see if I like it before I.
No, because you're 2D and you're made of paper.
Oh.
What are you talking about?
We got there.
We got there.
All right. Well, if you stayed with us this long, we're Baka and Company. Thank you for joining us. If you have suggestions, send them our way at baka&co@gmail.com. We also want to thank everyone for being here with us today, and you can catch the 3D Boys live at SumiCon in Las Vegas, April 5th to 7th.
3D boy.
Well, yeah,
I will not be
singular
there.
boy. Yeah, because one of the boys lopped off a phalange.
Nearly lopped off a phalange and has medical bills now to pay.
So the boy and his accompanying wife will be there at SumiCon in Las Vegas, April 5th through the 7th. Yay.
Woo!
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.